stop telling people online that you don't like how they look because you think they're too muscular, or people won't like that when nobody asked, when it's likely potentially a projection of insecurity. Merely days later after my return, I'm still back. Can you be still back? I'm back. I'm here. I'm still here. Basically, what's occurring is, going straight into the video, I'm going to talk about some YouTube shorts and things. I've actually got a few interesting and spicy videos coming up. I'm essentially trying to get back into the groove and trying to sort myself out after being an absolute menace and disappearing for a little while, but we're here. And we're going to talk about some shorts, some bits and bobs, and we're just going to see what happens, because these videos are typically a bit less informative, a little bit more fun, a little bit more casual, so we're going to have fun with it. Paryss, the TikTok superstar, see all over my TikTok, has been gandering at too much for me. Men don't like that. Probably the title of the video. Obviously I've got no sound because YouTube, you know the drill. Basically, this is reference to many people in the comments, in the DMs, wherever they may be, probably typically men, basically telling her that her physique is unattractive and that men don't like women who look like this, etc, etc, when in reality that is just strictly not true. I find this really interesting, so I've got a few friends, some women friends on TikTok and stuff, that essentially like post videos of them lifting, and then all the men will comment like something like, oh, I was doing that when I was 16, or things like that. I was like, oh, men don't like how you look, that's not attractive. People in general have this idea that their opinion is so relevant that it deserves to be heard by the world. That's rich coming from me, considering I literally made a YouTube channel out of giving my opinion. At the end of the day, that's all it is I'm simply giving my opinion. I'm not telling somebody that they look wrong or they're weak or anything along those lines. I'm simply stating my opinion based on the analysis of something I am seeing, not a person, but what they're doing, more so like a workout, something along those lines. Whereas I think a lot of people have this idea that they're entitled to give their opinion on a person, so on their appearance, on their strength, things like that, when in reality that's just not the case. Like, no one cares about your opinion. Making the claim of men don't like that is also irrelevant and untrue, because people like different things. You can look however you want to look. Eventually you will find somebody who likes how you look, because again, it aligns with their preferences. What should really matter is what your preferences are, how you want to look, not how you think people want you to look. Because at the end of the day, if you spend your life trying to please other people, then you will please nobody. And in pleasing nobody, that also means you won't please yourself, and that's not a very nice life to live. So I'd always say, look how you want to look for you. If finding a partner of any gender is important to you, you will find somebody who also likes how you look, and you shouldn't settle for less than that. There's also this idea, I was speaking to my friend about this, that like women are some like sex symbol that are essentially designed and created to appeal to men, when that's just not the case. I think a lot of men on the line who spend a lot of their life on the line probably had this idea that women are literally just that, a sex symbol created for their pleasure, when in reality, no, that's just not truth, and that's just not valid. So basically, stop telling people online that you don't like how they look because you think they're too muscular, or people won't like that, when nobody asked, when it's likely potentially a projection of insecurity, which we all have insecurities. I just try not to project them onto other people. So, you know what, Paryss, I back you. You keep lifting for you. You're doing well, and I'm proud of you. This is not healthy. Growingannanas. I'm confused. I'm not confused. Well, am I confused? Okay. Oh, I get it. No, I respect it. It's not healthy, but yeah, moderation and balance. Actually, wasn't sure where that was going, but I back it. I respect it. How you define health is very interesting. Don't think there's a singular definition of health. Health ticks lots of boxes. It doesn't just have to be like eating micronutrient dense foods. Health also needs to be about balance. Health also needs to be about allowing you to eat foods that you can enjoy with your friends, allow you to eat foods that you just enjoy in general, or allow you to eat foods that don't control or consume your life, allow you to just go do things that allow you to build up a good social life, physical health, mental health, so many different aspects of health. You know, it cannot simply be isolated to what you are consuming. That's good source. I love that. Very quickly, I must interrupt you and just let you know that a few things have occurred. Obviously, as I said in the last video, I'm taking on more one-to-one coaching clients. So if you fancy it, have a look down below at the application form in the description, so you can apply to either work with myself, or you can even choose to work with Ryder if you so wish, in which I will obviously be involved in that process too. And obviously, if you're already on the application list, I'm currently working through that too. In addition to that, TFNL Group Coaching is always linked down below in the description, which is obviously run through the Train Heroic app, where I create programs and bits and bobs for people to follow as a community, or on your own, depending on how you fancy it. And obviously you can talk to me on there as well and interact with me. And in addition to that, the TFNL Growth Guide and Home Workout Handbook, which are workout guides with loads of information and many, like 30 weeks of programming in each, are also linked down below in the description as well, if you fancy a very affordable and very, I think, spicy workout guide with many workout programs within it. When a stranger helps someone struggling. Oh, I love the gym community. So she's going to jump to the pull-up bar. Okay, high five. Respect high five. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Like, there are going to be some people that think this is problematic. That's an opinion. In my eyes, I don't think that's problematic at all. This man seemingly approached this individual with good intentions, was not being invasive, wasn't being rude, wasn't forcing her into an uncomfortable situation. I think he was just genuinely trying to help, and I fully respect that. I really appreciate that. I see some horrible videos of people online where they have these horrible encounters with people, but thankfully I've very rarely had a bad encounter at the gym. The gym is one of the few places where people either don't speak to me or have been nothing but kind and helpful. I've been to the gym on many a day where I've been struggling, where things haven't been good, maybe just mentally, emotionally, whatever that may be. There's always someone there to either just remind you that things are okay or just to let you forget about things temporarily. And I think it's really nice that that individual did help this person. So I respect that. That's nice. At the end of the day, it's a community. The whole point of community is bringing people together and helping each other thrive and succeed. At the end of the day, if you see somebody struggling, although I understand it can be scary and intimidating at times to approach them, please don't be afraid to, if you feel comfortable doing so. Just be sure you do so in a polite, welcoming and warming manner. What good day. What positive video. Progress and lots of food. When a year ago you could only squat the bar. Let's find out. Good depth. Rate that depth. That's solid. What is going to occur? I'm curious to see what's next. I feel like it's going to obviously be a weight progression of like this individual is lifting more weights. There we go. Now you can squat more than your body weight. Respect that. That's good. The thing people often neglect to realize and neglect to remember, all these individuals you see online, influencers, whoever it may be, who have made incredible progress, started somewhere. Most people have been training for years. I have been training for many years. When I first went to the gym, I was 16 years old and I failed the barbell on the bench press. Genuinely, I lay on the bench press and I tried to bench the bar and I failed. I couldn't do it. Then I was like, okay, well, I can't do the bar. I'm not strong enough to do the bar yet. Let's go do dumbbells. I couldn't do dumbbells either because the lightest dumbbells in that gym were 10 kilos. That was too heavy for me because obviously the bar are 20 kilos, 10 kilo dumbbells in hand. I was like, well, I'm stuck here. So I had to do push-ups until I could then bench the bar. The fact is, we all start somewhere. I was probably 57 kilos in body weight when I started at 16. My weight has nearly doubled since then. Progress is progress. It just takes time. It's taken me a long time to make progress, and it may take you a long time to make progress. But also, it may not take you a long time to make progress. Again, the rate of progression is different for everybody. There is no one standard you will gain this much in a year. It really depends. But one thing I would say, and one thing I wish I did more myself, first of all, I wish I took more pictures. I wish I had more of a log of where I started to where I am now. I think that would have been really nice to look back at. And also, I wish I enjoyed the process more. I spent a lot of my teenage years and earlier adult years basically just drilling, I can't wait to be where I want to be. I can't wait to be where I want to be. Where I want to be doesn't exist because this is a never-ending process. I just wish I enjoyed the process at the start. I enjoy it now, obviously, but I've been doing it for many years. I wish from the start I just enjoyed that things were getting better. Weight was going up, everything was going up. And earlier on, you're obviously probably going to make a lot more progress quickly because you're essentially like a sponge absorbing all the progress and the gains. As you get older and more advanced into training, it slows down, obviously. I miss that. I miss just going to the gym every week and progressing. Without doubt, just chucking on weight every week. It was a dream. Can't do that so much anymore. Progress isn't linear. Enjoy the process. It's fun. It should be fun. And if it's not fun, then maybe something needs to change. I filmed my body every day for a week, and this is what happened. Probably fluctuations from bloat and whatnot, but as a whole, I don't think you're going to get any massive sustainable differences in a week. Fluctuations, literally, I didn't even see the hashtag there, fluctuations. So again, some bloat differences here. Again, that could be due to digestion, stress, so many hormones, so many things. Someone raised this point to me. They said, would you say the things you say to yourself to somebody else? And if you did say those things to somebody else, how would they take it? Probably not very well is what I'd say for me anyway, because I'm not particularly kind to myself at times. I know, unfortunately, a lot of you probably aren't very kind to yourself either, because it's very easy to be critical to yourself. It's very easy to neglect the progress you've made. It's very easy to dismiss what you're doing and the fact that your body goes through a lot and changes a lot because it needs to, when you would never do that to someone else or never say that to someone else. But for some reason you think it's okay and acceptable and almost encouraged to say that to yourself. Understand that your body does change a lot. Your life is ever changing. Stress levels change, food changes, water intake, hormones, so many things change. Your body is going to respond to that, and your body will adapt accordingly and react accordingly. Just because you're feeling bloated one day does not suddenly mean you're going to be bloated forever. Just because your body weight may have gone up on the scales on one day doesn't mean it's going to go up the next day. Things fluctuate and things change over time. If you really care about numerical value when looking at progress, like body weight on the scales, look for averages, look at trends. Don't look at a single day difference, because my body weight has changed 3 kilos in one day. Easier said than done. I know it's all well and good me saying try this or say these things to you online, when in reality, firstly, hands up, I am a hypocrite. I am not very nice to myself on a regular basis. I often beat myself up, even during my period where I've obviously taken 2 weeks off, which in all honesty was due to a severe mental health decline that was, we would call it an emergency, for lack of a better term. Obviously, a lot of you know my mental health history and know that things have been a bit jazzy for a while in the past. Just know that this period was the worst period I've encountered. But we're through the other side. We're laughing, we're fine, we're cured, we're not. To clarify, I will be in therapy for the rest of my life, but that's okay. It was a very bad time. Didn't think I was going to come out of it, but we have come out of it, and I'm glad it happened because it's allowed me to move forward and progress with life, and essentially encouraged me to really make a change. I needed to make a change so that doesn't happen again, because it can't happen again. Yeah, even during that period when I was really in a bad state, I was beating myself up for not training as consistently as I normally would, for not eating how I would. I mean, I went multiple days without consuming a single calorie. So I would obviously hate myself and feel very insecure and angry at myself for allowing my body to not allow me those things because of anxiety, because of the state my head was in that such a depressive state, and obviously, for lack of a better term, due to BPD mania. Things change. Life happens. Your body's going to change, and health can be seen in different ways. Just because my physical health may have been neglected during that 2 weeks due to everything going on, what I needed to do is channel that energy into recovery for my mental health, because they kind of go hand in hand. And again, I wasn't ready and emotionally prepared to do both at the same time, but I identified that healing mentally was the most important thing before I can then transition my focus over to bringing in some physical healing as well, which we have done and we are doing. So it's all good. Life can be bad enough as it is at times. You don't need to make it worse for yourself. Just try and do your best. Try and be kind to yourself as you would be kind to others. Basically, I've just waffled about loads of things that you may not have cared about, but I'm glad you listened if you did listen. And if you didn't listen, then this message will never get to you, so it doesn't matter. Like I said last video, no comment question of the week this week, but hopefully there will be some next week, because I know you did leave a few in the last video, which I appreciate. Just know that please leave more, because I very much like them. Thank you. Thank you for tolerating me. Thank you for tolerating, hopefully, the start of a new and better and improving TFNL, and Harry, of course, obviously. And thank you for tolerating the video.